Hey Chris, what's up?
Yo, back up, bro. Back up. Yo.
Some pop stars get standing ovations, others get ratioed before the chorus even hits. Today, it's 10 head-to-head showdowns, the most hated versus the most loved, measured by real-world receipts, canceled deals, court cases, Grammys, Super Bowl numbers, and record-breaking tours. From infamous lip-sync fails to era-defining vocals, from internet pylons to pop's untouchable icons, who actually wins? Before we start, drop hated or loved in the comments and tell me your undefeated pick. If you hear a name you disagree with, fight for them below. This is Pop Lore, simple facts, no fluff, no repeats. Ready? Let's crown the saints and the sinners of pop. Matchup number 10 starts now.
There's a problem, yo, I'll solve it. Check out the hook while my DJ revolves it. Ice, ice, baby.
When Ice Ice Baby hit number 1 in 1990, it wasn't just a catchy bass line on loop. It was the first hip-hop single to top the Billboard Hot 100, a culture shock moment that said rap had crashed the mainstream for good. But the same bass line is exactly where the trouble began.
Now that the party is jumping, with the bass kicked in and the Vegas off.
The riff came straight from Queen and David Bowie's Under Pressure, and after public threats of a lawsuit, the parties reached a private settlement. Songwriting credit was added for Bowie and the members of Queen, an admission, on paper, of where the hook truly came from.
To the next block, the block was dead, yo, so I continued to A1A. Girls were hot.
Here's the split screen. On one side, Vanilla Ice is a symbol of pop's fast lane. A kid rocket launched to fame, then spun out by questions of authorship and authenticity. The hit opened doors for rap on Top 40 radio, but the sample dispute defined his legacy just as much as the chart record did. On the other side is Celine Dion. Slow build, long game, no drama. She took Las Vegas, once seen as a career sunset, and turned it into the Super Bowl of residencies. Across 2 eras at Caesar's Palace, she grossed $681.3 million, a number so big it practically reset the business model for pop divas on the Strip.
'Cause I'm your lady.
So what does hated versus loved actually mean here? In Vanilla Ice's case, the public memory is tangled. A historic chart first, overshadowed by a settlement that told fans, critics, and musicians the same thing: credit matters. With Celine, the numbers and the narrative point the same direction. People fly to her, they buy the ticket, bring the family, and come back with another generation. You don't hit 2/3 of $1 billion in one city unless an audience trusts you to deliver night after night. Which one aged better? The pop flashpoint that changed radio for a moment, or the voice that built an empire one show at a time? And for you personally, does first rap number 1 earn forgiveness for a bad credit decision, or is authorship the line you won't cross? Drop your answer below. What do you value more in pop history, impact or integrity?
Hey Pop Lore family! Did you know only 1% of viewers are subscribed? If you love deep dives into pop legends, forgotten gems, and the stories behind the songs that shaped generations, hit that subscribe button right now. And don't forget to turn on LL notifications so you'll be the first to know when we premiere our next video. It's free, it helps Pop Lore grow, and it makes sure you never miss a single countdown or music story. Let's build this community together.
R. Kelly's story is no longer about the music, it's about the verdicts. In Brooklyn federal court, he was convicted on racketeering and sex trafficking charges and sentenced to 30 years. In February 2025, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit upheld those convictions and that sentence, a blunt confirmation at the highest level short of the Supreme Court of what the trial established. There isn't really a debate here. There's a judicial record and a prison term.
Every rule I had you breaking, it's the risk that I'm taking.
Beyoncé's record is just as official, but in a different ledger: trophies and milestones. She is the most awarded artist in Grammy history with 32 wins, a headline that now sits in the Recording Academy's own bio, not just in fan lore.
Everywhere I'm looking
That number caps 2 decades of excellence across R&B, pop, and now dance, electronic. It tracks with sold-out stadiums and cultural moments that reshape how pop tours are staged and how albums roll out. The receipts match the reputation. Side by side, the contrast is stark. Kelly's catalog, once radio glue, is now a case study in how public trust collapses when the truth catches up. Playlists pulled, stations disengaging, an artist whose name triggers content warnings rather than nostalgia.
I can see your halo. You know you're my saving grace.
Beyoncé's catalog, meanwhile, keeps expanding the tent. From Destiny's Child to Lemonade to Renaissance, she treats every release like a world-building project and every stage like a thesis defense in showmanship. The public response reflects that consistency. Institutions do too.
Pray it won't fade on your halo. See your halo.
When an artist's crimes are this extensively proven, is there any place for their work in public spaces? And on the flip, what single Beyoncé moment sealed her most loved status for you? The albums, the visuals, or the live shows? Tell us where you stand and why.
Look right in my eyes. My first love broke my heart for the first time, and I was
Justin Bieber's Baby was never just a song. It was a lightning rod. As his teen idol fame exploded, the video became one of YouTube's most disliked, first passed for a moment by Rebecca Black's Friday in March 2011, then regaining its spot until YouTube Rewind 2018 finally dethroned it. In short, for years, Baby was the go-to example of the internet hate machine.
baby, 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 no, like baby.
Why did that backlash stick? Part of it was timing. YouTube had just become the public square for pop, and Baby was a soft target, a glossy mall pop clip fronted by a kid millions loved, and millions loved to roast.
Oh, like baby, no, like baby.
Dislikes became shorthand for "I don't like teen pop," and Bieber carried that weight well beyond the single. We'll talk growth and reinvention later in the series. Today is about receipts from the hate era.
Take a bullet straight through my brain. Yes, I would die for you.
Now, slide to the other side of the screen. Bruno Mars, the human reset button for casual music fans. His Super Bowl X late halftime in 2014 pulled 115.3 million viewers on US TV. At that time, a record for the halftime show.
Black and blue, beat me till I'm numb. Tell the devil I said, hey, when you get
Numbers like that mean one thing. Grandparents, kids, rock fans, pop fans, and football diehards all stayed put for the same 12 minutes. That's broad love, measured in the least arguable way: eyeballs.
baby, oh, thought you'd always be mine.
What it says about hated versus loved. Bieber's early 2010s hate was amplified by a brand new dislike culture. Mars's love was earned the old-fashioned way, through showmanship big enough to hold a stadium.
And I just can't believe we ain't together. And I wanna play cool.
When you judge a pop star, do you trust internet ratios? Or do you trust who can hold 100+ million people in place at halftime? Tell me below, team ratios or team showmanship?
Black Widow, baby.
This twisted cat and mouse game always starts the same. First we're both
Iggy Azalea's rise came with constant questions about identity. Critics argued that her rapping voice, often called a blackened, and certain visuals borrowed from Black American culture, and, in Bounce, from Indian wedding imagery, without the context or care people expected in hip-hop.
view. I want it all or nothing for us. Ain't no place in between. Might be me believing what you say that you
Think pieces, radio debates, and artist comments kept the issue hot for years, making appropriation the first word in many conversations about her music.
This is the web that you weave. So baby, now rest in peace.
Whether you think the backlash was fair or not, it followed her from hit to hit and shaped her public image more than any one single. Even supporters framed the conversation around identity and race, proof that, for Iggy, the debate itself became the headline.
I can see your body moving, and it's driving me crazy. And I didn't have this.
Shakira, by contrast, is a global comfort food of pop. The Super Bowl LAV halftime she co-headlined with Jennifer Lopez drew about 103 million US viewers. the kind of mass audience that tells you she cuts across language and genre lines with ease.
¿Cómo se llama? Bonita. Shakira.
Oh, baby.
Belly dance break, rock power stance, Arabic melisma into a pop hook. She blends them like it's second nature, and the audience, not the discourse, keeps showing up.
Seems perfect. Babe, I know I'm on tonight. My hips don't lie, and I'm starting to.
What it says about hated versus loved. Iggy's narrative is a referendum on cultural borrowing in the 2010s. Shakira's is a reminder that some artists live above the argument by being welcoming to everyone.
Babe, I know I'm on tonight. My hips don't lie, and I'm starting to feel it's right.
When an artist's voice, accent, phrasing, style doesn't match their passport, where's your line? Drop a comment. Context matters, or stay authentic, and tell me why.
It's Friday, Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. Everybody.
In 2011, a 13-year-old named Rebecca Black uploaded Friday. The internet pounced. For a stretch that spring, it became the most disliked video on YouTube, even passing Bieber's Baby before the original upload was pulled.
The weekend, partying, 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 partying.
Over time, the clip returned, the dislike badge moved on, and Black kept working, touring, DJing, and speaking openly about what that level of bullying does to a teenager. The story here isn't just most disliked, it's resilience.
My friend is by my right. Hey, I got this, you got this. Now you know.
A decade later, you can track the turnaround in mainstream coverage. Features about her new music, interviews about healing, and fans who now celebrate her for surviving the earliest era of viral pylons. It's one of pop's clearest examples of a person outlasting a meme. Across the ring stands Katy Perry with a stat that's hard to argue with. 5 Billboard Hot 100 #1 singles from one album, Teenage Dream, tying Michael Jackson's Bad for that rare chart feat. That's not a vibe, that's a scoreboard. It tells you how many separate times a mass audience chose her over every other song in the country.
I got this, you got this. My friend is by my right. Hey, I got this, you got this.
Rebecca Black is what happens when the internet decides you're the joke, and you refuse to stay the punchline. Katy Perry is what happens when a pop era clicks so hard it owns the radio for a year. Both are part of the same ecosystem. One shows how brutal it can be, the other how rewarding. Ashlee Simpson's Bad Night wasn't just a meme, it was a turning point in how TV exposed pop performance. On October 23, 2004, during her second song on Saturday Night Live, the guide vocal for Pieces of Me accidentally played again.
I get restless and a senseless, how you never seem to.
She did a little dance, looked panicked, and walked off. It became the clip everyone replayed to say, "Gotcha." In recent interviews, Simpson has called the backlash dehumanizing, explaining she'd lost her voice from acid reflux, which is why the safety track existed. Whether you accept that or not, the internet judged hard and fast.
Just give me a reason, just a little.
A stumble, or what you do next. P&K built her name on the one thing a track can't fake, fear. Arena after arena, she sings while flying on harnesses and doing circus-level acrobatics, and still lands the notes.
Do we still have everything? And it's all in your mind.
Industry-wise, the resume is simple. 3 Grammy wins and more than 2 decades of packed tours. That number isn't fan lore, it's the Recording Academy's own tally.
Seems like I can finally rest my head on something.
Close to me. There's nothing more than empty.
Here's the tension of this matchup. Ashlee became a symbol for lip-sync cheating during a moment when fans wanted proof you could really sing live. P&K turned live risk into her whole brand. Which one do you reward? Grace for a young artist who got burned in public, or the performer who treats danger like a duet partner? Be honest, if your favorite singer messed up on live TV, would you forgive them, or would that moment stick to them forever? Drop a forgive or never forget in the comments. This video is sponsored by the Lore Store on Amazon. your one-stop shop for music lovers across reggae, rock, pop, and hip-hop. We built it for real listeners who don't want to dig through 1,000 listings to find the right gear. Inside the Lore Store, you'll find 5 aisles. VIP, top, battle-tested essentials. Headphones, turntables, speakers, gig-safe earplugs, smart speakers. Reggae vibe, roots and lovers. Rock made easy, automatic decks, warm bookshelf speakers, vinyl care. Rock lore, classic rock must-haves. Open back cans, simple amps, living room concert vibes. Pop lore, feel-good everyday setups, clean, clear speakers, easy streaming, nostalgia-friendly picks. Hip-hop must-haves, punchy bass without the muddle, closed-back headphones and living room systems that handle low-end, plus a rotating crate of old album vinyl if you're rebuilding a 60s-90s collection. Every product page tells you who it's for, 3 pros, 1 con, and why we picked it. So you can choose with confidence. Flying soon? Check. VIP for noise cancelling that tames plane roar. Mostly listening at home? Try open-back headphones that let live albums breathe. Want instant gratification vinyl? Our fully automatic turntable is 1 button from silence to music, and the record cleaning kit knocks down crackle so the bass tightens up. Headed to shows? Grab high-fidelity earplugs, hands-free at home. Our smart speaker picks let you say, play 70s reggae or classic pop, and you're there. Deal alert! If you use the link in the description, you'll land on our curated picks with current best available Amazon pricing and active discounts where applicable. Prices change, so buy now to lock in today's deal. Tap the link in the description, pick your aisle, grab a favorite, and tell me which category you want me to build next. The Lore Store. Listen better, with gear that gets out of the way and lets the music live.
So true, really weird too. To make it all together, we're one simple mind. All mine is mine.
This is pop's most famous case of the track sang the star. After producer Frank Farian admitted the truth, the Recording Academy did something unheard of. It revoked Milli Vanilli's Best New Artist Grammy.
Girl, you know it's true.
And this is true.
It wasn't a rumor. It was a formal decision, the first time the award had ever been pulled back. That moment did more than end a duo. It reset the industry's tolerance for fakery. Now flip the coin to Whitney Houston, whose power was the opposite of a track. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inducted her in 2020, a delayed honor that still felt inevitable. Why? Because Whitney's voice set the ruler. Pitch, control, range, and emotion. Live or recorded. She's the singer other singers measure themselves against.
And with your positive emotion to bust, it's like a girl in a bar making enjoy. That's no need for these feelings.
Question for you. After Milli Vanilli, did you get stricter about what live should mean? And when you think of the greatest voice, is it technique first or the feeling it leaves behind? Tell me technique or feeling and why.
The way you grab me, must wanna get nasty. Go ahead, get at me.
Blurred Lines wasn't just a summer anthem. It became a landmark copyright fight. The Marvin Gaye estate said Thicke and Pharrell crossed the line with "Got to Give It Up." In 2018, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals upheld the core infringement verdict.
To domesticate you, but you're an animal. Baby, it's in your nature.
That result didn't just cost money. It chilled writers who thought a vibe was safe. Court said, not always. Move too close, and you pay. Adele, meanwhile, is what happens when the public and institutions agree. She's sitting on 16 Grammy wins, the official Recording Academy count, and multiple sweep nights that defined the 2010s. What do you think copyright law should protect in pop? Melody and lyrics only? Or the groove and production feel, too? Put notes only or notes plus feel in your answer. And tell us if the Blurred Lines case changed your view.
Just mine. You are one of a kind. You mean me.
There's no way around it. In 2009, Chris Brown pleaded guilty to felony assault for attacking Rihanna. The sentence included probation and community labor.
No one else would do with every kiss and every hug.
That plea is on the record. It's not opinion. It forever changed how many listeners see him. Some separated art from artist. Others never pressed play again.
Magazines, but you still be my star, baby, 'cause in the
Rihanna's answer to the big stage question came years later at Super Bowl LVE. Her halftime performance averaged 121.017 million US viewers, an official revised Nielsen number that broke the record at the time.
took an oath, I'ma stick it out to the end. Now that it's raining more than ever.
For history's sake, that record was later surpassed when Usher's 2024 halftime averaged 129.3 million. But the core point stands. Rihanna owned the biggest American stage and turned it into a global pop moment, pregnant reveal and all.
Under my umbrella,
How do you handle artists with violent records? Is there a path back? And who gets to decide? On the flip side, what was your single favorite moment in Rihanna's show? Comment no return or second chance, and then name your favorite halftime moment.
Hey, Pop Lore family! Did you know only 1% of viewers are subscribed? If you love deep dives into pop legends, forgotten gems, and the stories behind the songs that shaped generations, hit that subscribe button right now. And don't forget to turn on LL notifications so you'll be the first to know when we premiere our next video. It's free, it helps Pop Lore grow, and it makes sure you never miss a single countdown or music story. Let's build this community together.
I ain't go to Hill, man. I guess the money should have changed them. I guess I should have.
When a star crosses certain lines, business moves. In October 2022, Adidas publicly ended its Yeezy partnership with Ye after his anti-Semitic remarks, joining a cascade of companies distancing themselves.
Saying something? You can't tell me nothing. You can't tell.
That wasn't just a PR chill. It wiped out a fortune and became a textbook case of how fast a brand can die when hate speech enters the chat.
tell me when it's over. If the high was worth the pain. Got a long list.
Now the counterweight, Taylor Swift, and the scale of sustained love. The Eras Tour didn't just break a record, it reset the ceiling. With more than $2 billion in ticket sales across 149 shows, it's the highest grossing tour in history, full stop. Confirmed by multiple reputable outlets and industry trackers after the final 2024 shows.
List of its lovers. They'll tell you I'm insane. But I gotta blame.
She did it while turning cities into Swiftie takeovers and rewriting what one pop show can be. Reuters. The journey doesn't end here, pop lovers. Watch this next.